So we're gonna get started. I love all the love and questions coming in. Okay. So my name is Whitney. I am on the creative packaging team here at Tarte. And I'm also a yoga teacher. So I'm RYT 200, which means I did 200 hours to certify with Yoga Alliance. And I'm also a Baptiste Power Yoga teacher. And today we're going to be moving through about a 30-minute basic beginner vinyasa flow. This is a perfect class for anybody. So whether you're a beginner, you've never done yoga before, or you've been doing yoga for a while, this is open to all levels. So we're going to start today in a comfortable seat. All you need is your mat and yourself, or if you have something to sit on, a towel, whatever works for today. So come to that comfortable seat. You can sit cross-legged or whatever's comfortable for you to sit in. And start to gently close your eyes. Begin to tune into your breath. Start to pay attention to your inhales and your exhales. Whatever's happened in your day so far, try to leave that behind for now. And whatever may be happening after this class, try to leave that behind for now as well. Focus on being here now, in the present moment, doing something good for yourself and good for your body, and just taking this time for yourself. We'll start our class today with 3 breaths together. So the first 2, you're going to deeply inhale through your nose and exhale out through your mouth. And on the 3rd breath, you'll inhale again through the nose and exhale out through the nose as you keep your mouth closed. So starting together, take a deep inhale through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. Another deep inhale through your nose and exhale out through your mouth. Okay, 3rd breath here together, inhaling through the nose and exhaling out through the nose as you keep your mouth closed. Continue breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. And on your next inhale, start to slowly reopen your eyes. Well, we're going to start with a gentle seated twist. So just stay in the same seat that you're in. Take your left hand to the top of your right knee. You're going to take your right hand behind your back and start to turn to your right. So you don't have to twist too far. We're in the beginning of class, so you don't want to be too rough on the spine here. And lift the chest, take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Okay, on your next inhale, come back to center. We're gonna go to the left, so take your right hand, top of the left knee, left hand comes behind the low back, and start to turn the chest towards the left. And again, lift the chest, pull the belly in here, and take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. And on your inhale, come back to center. And then from your seated position, come onto your hands and knees. So we call this tabletop position. You're gonna look down at your hands, make sure that the wrists line up underneath the shoulders and that the knees are hip width distance apart. And engage the belly by starting to pull the belly button up and in towards the spine. And you wanna press up and out of the hands, and you'll notice as you do that, the tops of the arms, the upper back will start to engage here. Look down at your mat, nice long back of the neck. Take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. We'll start to move through some cat and cow poses, and this will be to warm up the spine. So on your inhale, lift the chest, drop the belly, coming into your cow pose. And on the exhale, round the spine, drop the crown of the head for cat. Come back into cow on your inhale. Lift the chest, drop the belly. And exhale, round the spine, drop the crown of the head. Inhale, come back to cow, lift your chest. And exhale, round the spine for cat. Come back to your tabletop position on your hands and knees. And then we'll take another twist here. So on your inhale, lift your right fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. Look up. On the exhale, you're gonna bring the right arm down underneath the left arm. We call this thread the needle. So you'll bring your right shoulder all the way down to the mat and your right ear down to the mat. And then you can either stay here or you can extend your left fingertips all the way out in front of you. You'll get that extra stretch through the left shoulder. Deep breath here. Inhale and exhale. Okay, on your next inhale, come back through your tabletop. You're gonna lift that right hand all the way back up into the gentle twist you were just in, and then come back, tabletop position. We'll do the same thing on the left side. Inhale, extending the left fingertips all the way up, and exhale, bringing that left arm underneath the right, threading the needle, left ear comes all the way down, and then you can keep the right hand where it is or extend it all the way out. Deep breath here. Inhale and exhale. Okay, on your next inhale, coming back up, extending that left hand all the way towards the ceiling again, returning to your tabletop position, hands and knees. Okay, let's start to bring a little bit of fire into the belly. So just a little bit of core work here to kind of wake those abdominal muscles up. You're gonna tuck your toes, and then on your inhale, begin to lift your knees about 1 to 2 inches above the mat. This is called hovering tabletop position. Press up and out of the palms of the hands, and we're gonna hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the knees, untuck the toes, and we'll come into a child's pose. So bring your knees to the edges of the mat. Big toes come to touch behind you. Seat comes all the way down towards the heels, and then extend the fingertips all the way out. Forehead comes down to the mat. Take a few moments here to reconnect to your breath. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Okay, on your next inhale, start to make your way back into your tabletop position on your hands and knees. And then tuck your toes again. You're gonna lift your hips and come into your first downward facing dog. So for down dog, the feet are going to be about hip width distance apart. You want to spread the fingers nice and wide, make big palm prints with the hands. Lift the hips all the way up. You can put a little bit of a bend in the knees here. The backs of the legs are feeling tight. Pull the low belly in, look back towards your feet. Now pedal out through your feet here, lifting one heel, then the other. And this will start to stretch out the hamstrings, the backs of the legs, calf muscles. And then come back to your down dog. You're going to allow the heels to descend down towards the mat. It's okay if they don't come all the way down. And take a deep breath here in your down dog. Inhale and exhale. Okay, on the next inhale, start to take little steps up towards the front edge of your mat. Coming into a forward fold, you're going to keep the knees bent. Allow the belly to rest on top of the thighs. Crown of the head dropping down towards the mat. And then go ahead and grab onto opposite elbows. We're going to create a little hammock here with the forearms. And then sway a little side to side, releasing tension from the low back. Crown of the head is dropping down towards the mat. Don't lift the head or neck here at all. You want the head to hang heavy. And the upper body is just hanging over the legs. Okay, come back to center if you're still moving. Release the hands from the elbows. Bring the fingertips to the mat. And then on your inhale, you're going to straighten your legs as much as you can. So if you can't straighten all the way while you keep your hands on the mat, that's fine. Just keep the knees bent. The backs of my legs are a little tight today, so I'm going to keep just a soft bend in the knees here. On your next inhale, bring your hands to your shins for a flat back. So this is going to be like a figure 7. You're going to pull the low belly in, look down towards the mat, shoulders roll back and down. Exhale, release, come back to your forward fold. On your next inhale, begin to roll up through the spine. You're going to go nice and slow here. Head and neck, last things to come up. Mountain pose, and then extending the fingertips all the way up, coming into your tall mountain. Now in tall mountain, you're going to pull your low belly in, pull your low rib cage in, so everything's nice and aligned. Inhale, keep reaching through the fingertips. And on the exhale, swan dive down, come through a flat back, and come back to your forward fold. On your inhale, bring your hands to your shins again for a flat back. And then exhale, release. Plant the hands back on the mat. Now you're going to bend your knees. Step your right foot all the way back, and then the left foot comes back to meet it in a plank pose. Now if this is too intense for you, no worries. Just drop the knees down to the mat. I'm going to keep my knees lifted though, but if you want to be here, then you do you. Okay, so we're in plank pose, top of a push-up. You're going to inhale. On the exhale, if the knees aren't already dropped, go ahead and release them down to the mat. And then bend the elbows, start to lower yourself down onto your belly. You're going to untuck the toes. And then inhale, lifting the chest for a baby cobra. The shoulders roll back and down. Exhale, release, tuck the toes, bend the knees, lift the hips, come back to your down dog. And we'll take a deep breath here. Inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, bend your knees and walk back up towards the front edge of your mat. We're going to come back to a forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins for a flat back, that figure 7 that we just did before. Exhale, release, come back to your forward fold. On your next inhale, rising to stand, reaching up, tall mountain, look up through your hands. Exhale, swan dive down, come all the way back, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins again, flat back, lengthen the spine. Exhale, release, forward fold. Now bend the knees, you're going to Step back to plank again. So we're on top of a push-up, and remember, you can always drop the knees if you need to. Inhale and plank. On the exhale, bend your elbows, hug the elbows in towards the rib cage, and lower yourself onto your belly. Inhale, lift the chest for a baby cobra. And then exhale, tuck the toes, bend the knees, lift the hips, come back to your down dog. Let's take 2 deep cleansing breaths here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Another deep inhale through the nose. And exhale out through the mouth. On your next inhale, you're going to lift your right leg all the way up. 3-legged dog. Flex the foot so the toes point down towards your mat. And then you're going to step your right foot forward between your hands and come into a low lunge. Now, if this is too intense here, you can drop the back knee to the mat and work here. I'm going to keep my back knee lifted. We're going to come into a twist. So you're going to keep your left hand on the mat and then start to reach those right fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. And remember, back knee can be down here and it will look like this. If you want more of a challenge, go ahead and lift the back knee. And take a deep breath. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, releasing the right hand back down to the mat in low lunge. Now go ahead and release that back knee down if it isn't already there. Untuck your toes. We're going to come into Crescent Moon pose. So from here, you're going to start to lift the chest off of that right thigh. You're going to come all the way up. And start to lift the fingertips all the way up, pulling your low belly in. Take a deep breath. Inhale. On the exhale, if you can, start to bring the hips down and forward towards your right heel. So you're going to start to feel more of a stretch through the front of the left hip. Keep reaching through the fingertips. Inhale and exhale. Start to float the fingertips down to the mat, again framing the right foot. Okay, so we're back in a low lunge, and you can keep that back knee down, or you can tuck the toes and lift the knee. From low lunge, we're going to come into a high lunge. So you can come all the way up just like that, or you can bring the hands to the top of the right knee and then lift the fingertips up. So we're in that high lunge here. Deep bend into the right knee. Pull the low belly in. The shoulders are starting to come up towards the earlobes. Just relax them down and away from the ears. Inhale and exhale. You're going to lower that back knee down to the mat. And go ahead and untuck the back toes. Now bring the hands together in a prayer above the head. Lower the prayer to the center of the chest. And we're going to twist. So you're going to bring your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Keep the hands together in prayer. And then begin to turn the center of the chest towards the thumbs. And while you're twisting, you want to think about drawing that right hip back. So as you do that, you'll notice that the chest will turn a little bit easier. And maybe you can look up towards the ceiling or sky, depending on where you are. And take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Okay, on your inhale, come back to center. Hands are in prayer. You're going to release the hands down to the mat, framing the right foot. And then tuck the toes, lift the back knee, low lunge. From low lunge, step the right foot back to meet the left. Plank pose. And remember, you can lower the knees. Inhale and plank. Exhale, lower to the belly as you hug the elbows in towards the rib cage. Inhale, lifting the chest, baby cobra, shoulders roll back and down. Exhale, release, tuck the toes, lift the hips, come back to your down dog. We'll take 2 deep breaths in down dog. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Okay, we're going to repeat the same thing on the left side. So inhale, lift the left leg, 3-legged dog. Flex the foot so the toes point down. If your leg isn't coming up as high as mine, that's totally fine. Now you're going to bring the foot forward between the hands as you come into a low lunge. And remember, you can always lower the knee down to the mat if you need to. Okay, coming into our low lunge twist, you're going to keep your right hand on the mat and extend the left fingertips all the way up towards the ceiling. Pulling the low belly in, lifting through that back kneecap if you have your back leg lifted. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, release. Come back to your low lunge. Okay, if your back knee isn't already on the mat, go ahead and release it down. Untuck the back toes. And start to lift the chest up. We're going to come into Crescent Moon. So inhale, reaching the fingertips all the way up towards the ceiling. On the exhale, see if you can sink down and forward into the hips. Now, while you're here, you want to keep the belly engaged. So pulling that belly button up and in. And breathing. Inhale. And exhale. Let's take one more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Bringing the fingertips back down and framing that left foot. Okay, tuck the back toes, lifting the back knee off the mat. We're in low lunge again. We're going to come up into high lunge. So however you can get there, hands to the left knee or fingertips come all the way up. Deep bend into that left knee, pulling the belly in, reaching up through the fingertips. Inhale and exhale. One more breath here. Inhale, reaching up. On the exhale, lower that back knee down. Untuck the back toes. Hands come to prayer above the head. Lower the prayer to the center of the chest. And we're going to twist again. This time, right elbow to the outside of the left knee, turning the chest. Hands come together in a prayer. Remember drawing that left hip back. Crown of the head extending towards the front of your mat. And breathing. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, on your next inhale, come back to center. Hands are in prayer. And then hands come back to the mat, framing the left foot. Now you're going to tuck the back toes, lift the back knee off the mat, low lunge. And then step your left foot back to meet your right, plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, lower down onto the belly. Inhale, lift the chest, baby cobra. And exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips. Come back to your down dog. Let's take 2 deep breaths here. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling out through the mouth. One more deep inhale through the nose. And exhale out through the mouth. Now bring your knees down to your mat. You're going to swing the feet around to the right or left side, whatever works for you. Come to sit on your mat. Extend the legs all the way out in front of you. Legs are long. Flex through the feet. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, reach up through your fingertips. On the exhale, begin to fold over the legs. So you're gonna think about reaching out and then coming down over the legs. So a few things you can do here. If you're super flexible, you can bring the hands to the toes or the ankles. If none of that's working for you today, do not worry about it at all. Just bring the hands down to the mat wherever they fall and fold over your legs. So you're gonna look down towards your knees and breathe. Inhale and exhale. And this is a seated forward fold. Okay, on your next inhale, go ahead and release your hands from wherever they are and start to roll yourself back up to sit. Now you're gonna bend your knees, bring the knees in towards the chest, the feet come onto the mat, and just hug the knees in. Give yourself a big hug. You can drop the chin down, little stretch through the back of the neck. And then go ahead and lift the chin up again. We're gonna do one more little core strengthener here, and that's gonna be boat pose. So you're gonna bring your hands behind your knees, so that crease of the knees here. And then start to lift one foot up. You're gonna flex through the feet. And then bring the second foot up. So you can stay here. If this is a challenge, just work with it. And then if you wanna go further, you can extend the arms out in front of you, palms of the hands facing up and lifting the chest. We're gonna hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands to the backs of the knees again. Bring the feet back down to the mat. Okay, so keep your knees bent. You're gonna extend your arms out in front of you like you're reaching all the way out, lifting your chest on your inhale, and on the exhale, begin to roll down onto your back. So come all the way down. Let me slide forward a little bit. So you're down on your back. You can hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug, maybe rock a little side to side here on the low back. And then release the feet back down. Okay, so we're gonna do a little back bending here, and that'll help to stretch out the front of the body since we did a little bit of core work. So coming into bridge pose, you're gonna have your feet hip-width distance apart. Walk those heels back towards the glutes. So you wanna be able to touch the backs of the heels with your fingertips, or just a light touch here. To start, keep your hands on the mat with the palms facing down on the mat and the arms long. Okay, on the inhale, start to lift your hips all the way up. You're going to bring the shoulder blades together, kind of walk them in underneath the upper back, and then continue to lift the hips up as far as you can. And then while you're here, you want to think about squeezing those inner thighs towards each other, pressing down into the tips of your big toes. You can keep the arms where they are, or you can clasp the hands together in a fist underneath you. Let that fist rest on the mat. And if your shoulders are feeling tight, then just don't even worry about doing the clasp hands. And then keep lifting. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Inhale, lift. And exhale. If you have your hands clasped, release them. And then roll the hips all the way down. And then windshield wiper your knees side to side. Just releasing the low back. And then bring your knees back to center. We'll start to wind down here. So coming into recline twist, you're going to take your right leg, cross it over the left, bring your hips to the right side of your mat, and then drop the knees to the left. Keep those shoulders flat on the mat. Open the arms. You can either have long arms or bend the elbows for cactus arms, and you're gonna look towards your right. Take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Okay, on your inhale, bring the knees back to center. Uncross the legs. We're gonna go in the opposite direction. So left leg crosses over right this time. Bring the hips to the left. Drop your knees to the right. And keep those shoulders flat on the mat. So if the knees don't come all the way down, that's fine. Just let them fall where they are. Look to your left. Take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. On your inhale, bring your knees back to center and uncross your legs. Bring your arms to your sides. Palms are gonna face up. We're going to move into Shavasana, our final resting pose. So we made it to the end of the class and you guys did a great job. And I'd love for you to take these last few moments just to rest and take them for yourself. So bring those legs out nice and long. I think my feet might be getting cut off here. Okay, so legs are nice and long. Release all the tension from your body. So try not to hold any tension in any part of your body. I know that can be difficult, but try to focus on that. Let the feet just flop out to the sides of your mat. You can bring the shoulder blades together. Start to close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Take these last few moments of class just to rest, to seal in all the benefits of your practice today. If you notice any thoughts coming to your mind, just observe them and let them float away. Slowly start to bring some movement back into your fingers and toes. Gently rock your head a little from side to side. Extend the arms up all the way overhead as you point the toes down towards the front of your mat. Take a nice big stretch. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Start to bend your knees, bring the soles of the feet to the mat, and then roll to your right side, coming into a fetal position, and just rest here on your forearm. And then on your next inhale, start to gently press yourself back up into a comfortable seat. Same seat that we started class in, sit up nice and tall. Try to keep the eyes closed here if you can. So we're going to end class in the same way that we started, with 3 breaths together. The first 2, you'll deeply inhale through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. And on your 3rd breath, inhale through the nose and exhale out through the nose as you keep your mouth closed. So let's start together. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Another deep inhale through your nose. And exhale out through your mouth. Final breath here together. Inhaling through the nose. And exhaling out through the nose as you keep your mouth closed. Bring the palms of your hands together in a prayer at the center of your chest. And then lift the thumbs up to the third eye, the space between the eyebrows. Allow the knuckles of the thumbs just to gently rest in that space. It's been an honor to teach and practice with you here today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, a wonderful week ahead of you. Be well. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me today, sharing your practice with me here. If you enjoyed class today, I hope you'll check me out on YouTube. I'm Whitney V Power Yoga. And if you can't seem to find me on there just through searching, you can look me up on Instagram at Whitney V Power, and I have the link to my YouTube in my bio. So thank you again so much. Thank you to Tarte for allowing me to teach this class today. If you have any questions about our class, feel free to ask. We'll just spend a few moments here. You're so welcome. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you. Appreciate all the love. I hope you guys enjoyed class. Seeing a lot of fellow tartlets on here too, so thank you guys for tuning in. Okay, so I'll give it another minute. If you guys have any questions about yoga, anything we did today in class, feel free to ask. If not, I'm just going to sign off, and I hope you'll check me out on YouTube. Again, Whitney V Power Yoga. Check out some of my classes on there. Okay, well, that's it for today. So again, thank you. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and hope to see you again somewhere on the digital universe again soon. All right, bye guys.